We are now live on the Tube of the U's,
Two of the U's, really? Oh,
the UB2Bs. All right. No, you know what's crazy? And I realized live
what?
on the Tube of the U's. Hit the wrong thing. All right. So I realized the Anime Awards were today, and guess who took almost all the prizes?
Where the ooh?
Solo Leveling took almost every category.
Oh,
The most mid anime I've ever seen.
hi. Okay, so first off, right, but wow, that's just gonna if anyone is watching, that's just gonna cause everyone to like rage. But let's just start off by like introducing ourselves. Right, this is
All
the
right.
first time we're doing a podcast live.
This isn't my first
Hello,
time
everyone.
live.
Name's Galaxy D Wolf.
What's up?
Call
It's
me
me,
Galaxy.
Rocket.
And it's Rocket here.
And oh, I hit the
Uh,
wrong button.
can you hear me?
I can hear you. I'm hitting wrong things.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Right now, I have bars on
Oh, that sounds like
two.
you
I
have a
have
problem.
two bars on Discord, so that's why I'm worried.
Okay, there we go. I can move everything over
It
now.
is, and this router cannot come soon enough.
You are lame, mister.
Um,
No, okay. Solo Leveling was mid. Season 1, it's not the best ever. I hate the anime community for, oh, this anime came out, it's number one, the best anime, it's obvious, it's the greatest anime out there. No, it's not. All right, so was Solo Leveling good? Yes. Was it the best anime out of all the anime
to
of
me,
that's ever been out? No. It was very, very mid. Most of the episodes were kind of
see, to
lackluster.
me, the anime, the anime community is very much reminds me of like Disney. Cause I don't know if you know this, but back when the Lion King or Mufasa came out, right? Disney was having advertisements where they were saying Lion King's number one in the world or number one in the U.S., right?
Yeah.
And they weren't. Sonic clearly like dominated, and the only reason that they briefly were number one in the world was because Sonic hadn't actually reached the world markets yet, or all of them. So that was the only reason why Mufasa was briefly number one, but they were false advertising it the entire time. It's hard to trust the anime community because it is very much on like feels and vibes
Yeah, but
of what makes a good
the one thing I hate about the anime
anime.
community is they
And
latch
don't even
on.
get me started on like the diehards
Oh yeah, but they
who
latch on to
refuse
everything so
to
quickly, and what's the most annoying
refuse
thing
to have
about it.
to let
Everything,
yeah.
like Solo Level when Solo Leveling
Like it might
dropped,
be
everyone
raining.
was like, "Oh, episode 1 was so great." I watched episode 1. It was very episode 1 does not live up to its hype. Now, are the fight scenes cool? Yeah, again, shonen anime are always going to have really good fight scenes. I'm not a fan of the music in the anime. I don't think it deserved to win. The opening intro was not that great. But season 1 definitely carried more than season 2. Season 2 is just a disaster in my opinion. It's the worst. It gave him everything too soon. Um Granted, I didn't read the mahua about it, so I don't know too much, but there are things that just felt out of place. There were abilities he used that we never really got to ever see utilized to the full extent. And I hated that, like when he would attach the shadow clones to people, and would have them monitor people. What's the point in doing that? They'd never come up ever again. You attached one to all of these in like the season 2, you attach them to all these people, and you do nothing with them. You let these people die for what? What was the point of sticking a clone?
Almost you bring that up, and
that's my biggest issue.
Bring that up, and I do wonder at some point if like. I do wonder because sometimes I've noticed that authors and writers, because I don't know if that's, like I said, I've never read the manga. I'll be honest. I read the Solo Leveling manga. I don't know if you did.
No, I didn't read the manhwa.
But one of the biggest problems I feel like with writers, especially when it comes to information, right? In order to like give them wiggle room on like, oh wait, I forgot the character shouldn't know this yet. Oh, I'm gonna leave myself in out by like you said, he has this great information gathering ability that he does deploy, but we never see the effects of. I almost feel like that's the writer's way of being like, oh, okay, this is a safety net in the future if he figures out something, or if I want to have Jinwoo find out information he shouldn't have.
Yeah, and I hate when authors give out.
Comes across as lazy.
They give out too much, and then they either forget about it, and then it suddenly becomes a remembrance point if the community talks about it enough. Like the first time he did it, it kind of made sense-ish. He had one follow his sister, but there was really no point. His sister was never in any danger. Like, it was stupid. I wanted more of the guy that claimed to be his dad and the other guy that wants to kill him because he killed his son. Like, I was hoping for some more of those because, in my opinion, those were a little bit more interesting than Sunwoo, because Sunwoo doesn't ever really lose. He's never had a true loss. He gets beat, but then he still wins. Like, there's no loss for him. It's just a kick him while he's down. Oh, I now know what's going on, and now I can, XYZ my way out of this fight, and then immediately win, and then immediately just turn. Like, and it was, the Arise was cool the first time. Now it's just an ability that's being spammed over and over and over and over again. Like, has all these minions. He has all this MP that drains rapidly, and even when he hits 0, they still stay. They don't disappear. So
to be fair, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say something that's probably pretty controversial, right?
I'm pretty sure to be a cold take.
Maybe. Arise is over. Despite how much the anime community overhypes it, and I will fully admit it might not be my cup of tea. I prefer to fight my own battles, so I wouldn't really pick Arise if I had it in the lineup. But I feel like Arise is just an overhyped ability.
Like, the first time he used it, it was okay because it was, he had this big thing where he just learned. He's like figuring things out and all that stuff. I hate it when they wrote him like, I got to keep my identity a secret. Nobody can know that I've reawakened and that I'm all this and that. And then by the start of season 2, he's immediately just doing whatever he wants. He's showing off all this power and stuff, and it was stupid. It was what's the point in saying I want to keep my identity hidden? I don't want anybody knowing because I don't want to put my family in danger. And then he goes out and he literally flaunts his power. It defeats the purpose of saying I want to be secret. No, he flaunts it. He flaunts it very well. That's flaunting.
The fact that he flaunts it isn't really my issue. It's the fact that he doesn't take effort. Like, there's a reason in the superhero genre, right, where you have these vigilantes going out and flaunting their abilities and stuff. They wear a mask most of the time, right? They have something to conceal their identity. So the fact that, like, and let's be honest, Jinwoo's a pretty smart person, I would say, right? I wouldn't say he's like genius level intellect, but
he's smart, but.
So the fact that he didn't think, like, look, I gotta hide my identity, but if I am gonna go out and do these jobs, what's a great way of doing it? Wear a mask.
Well, the one way he got around it was he had that guy that he saved that was a B or a low level B or high level a low level A or high level B that wanted to start his own company, And that was how Jinwoo got around all this stuff. But then the issue arose with every time he would try to go somewhere, a red gate shows up. There's another gate that he just walks right into him. And everyone knows him as the level E. And he goes, "Oh yeah, it'll make sense. I'm blending in with A's and like high level A's and B's. This should be fine." But yet he's always the only one coming back with no damage, no blood, no markings. Everyone else shows signs of damage. And now you could say, "Oh, they expect a low level E to run away." But then when he comes through, he's never carrying anything. He just walks in, walks out, like nothing happened. If he is truly a low level like they expect, he's showing none of the signs of panic, fear, or anything like that. He's walking in calm, cold, and collected. He's walking out calm, cold, and collected. And that defeats the purpose of him hiding his identity as a low level E. And then he tries his best to like get away with small minor things here and there, and it's like that's fine, but everything else about it, like he literally could not. If Jinwoo was to sit there and tell me, "Don't worry, man, I got you the right soda," I would literally doubt if he got me the right soda. If I go, "Hey dude, grab me a Dr. Pepper," this man's gonna come back with a Dr. Thunder. He's not gonna give me the right drink. Like I don't trust him to keep his word. He doesn't do it.
I honestly, I think, and I feel like this show is carried on its hype moments.
It's carried on the fights, and even then, the fights are very in between.
Like I said, even some of the fights aren't very good.
They're
like
not
I said,
that good.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's carried.
The worst Naruto fight beats the best fight out of solo leveling.
Probably. Like I said though, I feel like the problem is that there, like when there is a high point in this show, it is high. It is sick. I mean, there's a reason why you have all those memes about like aura and all aura farming and all that, right? Like the high moments are high. The problem is the high moments are too few and far between to make up the other lackluster show.
That they drag. Is it just me, or do the fights drag? Like you're telling me a guy who can summon an entire army, can do all this stuff that no one else can do, struggles against frost elves in season 2? Like really? You're telling me the guy that's like the most powerful, he's an S+ rank superhero at this point. He's like above and beyond everybody. He literally has enough power to take over the world at the current level he was in season 1. And you're telling me that this man in season 2 struggles? Like, what's the point in going, "Oh, here's a really tough fight for this man"? And it's like, but it's not a tough fight. All it is how quick does he think faster than the other person? And that's all it is. Is it's just a thinking game of who has the better reaction? And even then, they don't set them up right. Oh. But solo leveling won like a ton of awards. It really shouldn't have. Dandadan won some awards for its music, which got me really happy because I honestly believed it deserved it.
I recently started watching Dandadan, and
dude, I want season 2 so bad. Season 2's coming, and I'm excited.
Season 2 seems interesting because it seems like we're getting into is it
Jins. We're getting into some really hard hitting stuff.
Like the third eye and stuff. Like, dude, first off, right? I get it's supposed to be that weird.
It's supposed to be romance. Your occult club, like all the spooky stuff, aliens, ghosts.
It's also like supposed to be this weird like romance thing with like and I get that Jin's character is supposed to be like
wrong show. You said Jin. There's the main character is Ken Takamura and Momo.
No, I know. I'm saying the other guy, the guy who's like the Jin is supposed to be that rival like lover.
Oh yeah, I don't think he's a rival lover for Momo because she's in love with Ken Takakura.
But wasn't what's her name a rival lover for Momo?
Yeah, but you can you seriously sit here and tell me that he's head over heels for her when he obviously likes Momo more?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is I feel like that's the entire point. It feels like they're kind of trying to push like this
love
confusion
triangle
with these. other like love triangle, love square kind of thing, and I feel like they could have done it better. I get that's not the point of the show, but like if you're not gonna like make it a point, like why do it half-ass? I feel like this whole
I don't.
romance thing.
It's not. It's literally the subplot. It's you have your plot A, and this is plot B. The relationship's
Yeah,
all plot B, so it doesn't get as much limelight as plot A will. But even
I
then, it's
know.
still doing it really good.
I don't know. Like I said, it's just at the very least with the Jin side, I guess like because I've read stuff online. I guess like the writers are intending for him to be like the girl she tells you not to worry about, at least in the
Yeah,
manga and
it's
stuff.
that's what
It
it's
just it
supposed to be.
honestly it just kind of comes across annoying. Um, dude, he started talking for like 20 seconds, and I wanted to punch him. I wanted to go through my TV screen, wound up in the world of Dandadan just to punch the guy.
Yeah. Another
Like,
anime that did it won. I think it won only one award, and I'm honestly disappointed. Is Kaiju number eight?
please tell me Furin at least it was Furin at least
You know
won
what?
one.
Hang on, I got you. I got this.
Please tell me, dude, Furin is a masterpiece, and
Frieren won. If I remember, it won 2 awards. All right, here we go. Yeah, the award show happened a lot earlier than I thought it was. So I was just really disappointed because I loved watching them. But, like I saw all the stuff at like 8 o'clock in the morning, and usually it's around like 5 in the afternoon.
oof,
So I was
that's
disappointed.
a big F.
No, what's her name? The purple haired chick, the one that Frieren is trying to
Oh,
get. She
I,
she won an award for I think best supporting character, something like that.
I'm fine with that. I don't see a problem with that.
Yeah. Um, it was. I was disappointed with some of the stuff, but other things I honestly was like, that's fine. For what it won in certain areas. All right. Solo Leveling won Anime of the Year. Film of the Year was Look Back. Best continuing series was Demon Slayer, the Hashira training arc. Um,
I don't know. That seemed very
Honestly,
sparse.
The Hashira training arc is my favorite because it leads perfectly into the movie, which is the finale for the entire thing.
Yeah, but it just seemed very sparse. I don't know.
It did better than when it was than the last season. It did better. In my opinion,
I
the
mean, okay,
fights were
yeah, but
better.
like,
The story was better. It did better, and it's one of the best continuing series right now. It's like a hot anime
yeah,
at the moment. Uh, be,
yeah. I mean, I get that. It's just like
Best
I
new
said,
series
it
went to
felt
Solo.
sparse.
Best original anime went to Ninja Kamui, and I'm actually kind of surprised. Even though I voted for it, I didn't think it would win. Ninja Kamui is a Netflix anime, and it is I think it's on Netflix, and it's really good.
It's
Um,
my problem with it was it started out. It just kind of got convoluted as the series went on.
oh, dude, I love the convolution because it was confusing, but then it sort of straightened itself out. It finished
Did
strong.
it? I'm gonna be honest. I kind of stopped there. I might have to pick it up again.
Best animation went to the Demon Slayer Hashira training arc. Mainly, I think
I'm
because
not
of that
surprised
explosion.
about that.
I think that
Demon Slayer
explosion
has
was the
always
best.
Demon Slayer has always been like had always like consistently had good animation. That's
Peak
honestly one of
anime.
the only. I'll be honest. I feel like the only reason Demon Slayer popped off the way it did is because of its animation.
Oh, dude, definitely. That is a studio that blew all the money in the animation, and it paid off in the end.
It did like because not to say that the show is bad or anything. It's just it feels like one of those like kind of generic animes.
Dude, I go
Like,
back.
oh, okay, you gotta. It's just kind of generic, but like the animation and it again, not to say it's bad, right? But like, and having the like having such great animation is what put it on on the map. As like I said, it's kind of
Best character design went to Don.
Mm,
which
I
I
don't know.
honestly I think is because of Granny Turbo. She had me laughing at the very start. Granny Turbo is the best character.
But
All
that's
these
not
characters look
character
great.
design.
Brother, you're telling me that creepy Granny design with the red and yellow eyes was not that good?
No, I'm not saying it wasn't that. I'm not saying it's bad. I think there are just better options. I don't really know.
Nah, I don't think. For the way how the anime flows with its fluidity and everything, and just it never stops. It sets itself up for like the next joke, the next scene. It does it so perfectly, and just the way the characters are designed in general look great. When Ken unlocks that mode or whatever it is, and he's got the red and white hair and the mask. That's peak design right there. That became a cosplay number one for a lot of people. Um, Best director went to Keiichiro Saito for Frieren Beyond Journey's End, which is deserved. The story for it is great. Everything about it is
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
Um, Best background art went to Frieren again. Beautiful design. Everything about it's great. Best romance went to Blue Box. I don't know much about it, but it's a rom com and I don't, or it's a romance and I don't do those. Best comedy went to Magic and Muscles: The Divine Visionary Candidate Exam Arc, which Mashal is just a very comedic. I love it. It has me laughing all the time. Best action went to Solo Leveling. Um, Best Isekai went to ReZero, Starting a Life at Another World, Season 3. Best Drama went to Frieren. Um, Best Slice of Life was Makin, Too Many Losing Heroines. Best Main Character was Sun Jin Woo. Um, Frieren actually won a lot of awards. If it'll scroll. Best Supporting Character was Fern. Uh, Must Protect at All Costs was Anya Forger.
Yeah.
Best
No,
anime
that's
song was Otonoke for Dandadan.
okay.
Best score was Solo Leveling. Oh, and scroll all the way to the bottom. Where are we? The web page is lagging right now. And it's aggravating me. I'm gonna pull it up on my phone. Dandadan won another award. I can get to it. Everything's just crawling right now, and I'm not having fun. No, I like Fern's character in Fern. It's pretty good. All right, let's see. Where are we? Best score was Solo Leveling. Best opening sequence was the Otonoke for Dandadan. Best ending sequence was Request for Solo Leveling. Best voice artist performance in Japanese was Ao Yuki from Apothecary Diaries. The best voice artist performance in Arabic was Hiba Sonobar for Spy X Family. The next three are translation artists for Solo Leveling, which is Charles Emmanuel, Masami Matsuda, Alex Lee for Jinwoo in the English version. Best voice artist performance in French went to Adrien Antoine for Kaiju number 8. Best voice artist for German went to Daniel Schlaut for One Piece. Italian voice artist Ilara Pelliccione for Look Back. Best voice artist performance was Miguel Angelillo for Attack on Titan. I know I saw an Attack on Titan thing on here as well. Attack on Titan won an anime award as well.
Fire Force is coming out with season 3 soon, or I think it might be already be out.
Season 3 is already out. It's been out for a while. Yeah. So that's the Anime Awards. It was kind of cool. I just wish I would have got to watch it like I did with all the other ones.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like Solo Leveling won more than it should, but look, at the end of the day, those awards. Let's be honest, are more of a popularity contest than anything else.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Even if those people are
So
wrong.
yeah, and and let's be honest, Solo Leveling was dressed up all nice and pretty, so it's no real surprise that they won. But I did hope that they would have seen
Really,
past the
yeah.
dress and the makeup.
Um, gaming news. We could talk about Marvel Rivals is season 2.5. Season 2.5, even though it's really season 3.5 update.
I'm like they've been out for years, like for like multiple seasons, not years.
Yeah, it's started with season 0, which is technically season 1. Season 1 was technically season 2. Season 2.5.
We get it.
Yeah.
So with the introduction of Ultron, we have another support, although
Disappointed in it.
let's be honest, this support is more of a DPS, just like the way that Mr. Fantastic honestly was kind of more of a tank than a DPS.
Right.
But
So I was thinking about that. I gave a lot of thought about the fact that I remember saying that I feel like he should be a tank, and I realized I was wrong. With it, Mr. Fantastic plays as a frontline survivability DPS, which is what you want in DPS. He's not really much. If you were to take him and put him in tank, he'd immediately be getting a rework. He would not last long. Him being a DPS makes more sense because the more I thought about his kit and how he works, where he's at is fine. The problem is they were pushing to stop this triple strategist meta, and they're making it worse by having Ultron only have one form of healing, which is the his little bots, which have no cooldown. You can consistently just keep throwing them, which that needs to go on a cooldown at least 3 seconds.
He also one of his primaries needs to have healing capabilities.
He needs another route of healing. He doesn't have it. It's
But don't get me wrong, right? The healing that the bots provide is pretty fast. So maybe lower that a bit.
My other thing is also put them on a timer for how long they can sit on a character, because you can just the only thing they have on them is a distance. You can be like you can throw them on like a tank, and you can go almost anywhere to an extent. I think the radius is like 40 meters. So if you're like 40 meters away from them, they last. But the moment you hit 41, it disappears.
Imagine putting it on a thing, right? But the thing has the Invisible Woman team up.
Oh, also, here's another thing. The shield thing, you don't even have to look at your team. If they just so happen to be at the bottom of your screen while you're flying around or you're doing whatever you're doing as Ultron and you hit it, they automatically get it. It's almost LOS line of sight, but essentially you can just pop it. Like, they could be behind you, pop it, and they'll get like, I think it's 10 additional armor.
I have a question.
It goes on a 5-second cooldown.
So I had a thought just now. Do you think the reason why they didn't make any of his primaries healing is because of his flying? Like, do you realize how broken that would be? That like you're getting someone, you have someone fly up above you and then healing them from the sky.
Why? You have an Iron Man. You have an Iron Man that's on a hit scan that can fly all around the map and just randomly hit you. So I don't see the difference. But it doesn't mean anything. Like, what's the point? You have aerial DPSs. Give us an aerial support that can fight in the sky like Ultron can defend themselves up there, but at the same time offer assistance with healing. You gave him 6 shots on his left click that do they do like 100 something damage, and then they explode. That has no drop off. You can literally
and not only that, though, but it doesn't look like there is a like. It looks like it has infinite range
Oh,
too.
there is
Okay.
no. It looks like it does. It has infinite range. There is no drop off. It has an AOE ability when it explodes, dealing more damage. You get 6 shots. It's honestly, Ultron is a character that I could sit here and say we really did not need to have. You could have picked something better. Ultron is the last, and if anything, with the way they have him built, I do see him like I see if they ever drop another strategist, him getting a complete rework and moved into DPS. I don't see him being a strategist for long. I see him getting
Which
moved. The same.
honestly, it kind of sucks because I'll be honest, I was all for him. Like when I found out he was going to be a strategist, I'm like, okay, yeah, this can work. Personally, I feel like here's how I would do him, right? Because you and me, we've talked about like how when we kind of speculated what they would do with him. Personally, like I said, have one of his primaries have healing. Maybe do it like a rocket thing, where like he has like 5 bubbles that he can, or 5 blasts that he can like shoot and it heals or something, or something like that. But overall, make it so that instead of having that one bot, right, make it so that like you can spawn maybe like 2 or 3 bots, right, and just have them follow around one person.
Yeah, but my biggest problem with it is bots aren't on a cooldown. His shield has a 5-second cooldown. His team up ability is on a 30-second timer cooldown. That does healing and damage and has piercing, so it can go through your allies and hit everything. His left shift, which everyone thought, oh, that's what you'll use to fly. No, that's just to increase your speed in whichever direction you're moving. It's just,
and it also gives you a shield when you do it.
No, it's just your boost. It doesn't give you shield. It's just a boost. The shield is when you pop the shield, you get a shield. That boost just increases his regenerative abilities, and that is it. It does not add anything. It increases his regeneration. That's it. It's just a boost. It does nothing. Yeah, no, I don't see him being a support or a strategist for very long, because in Overwatch they did that with Symmetra. She was a support, and by like season, and this was in Overwatch 1, I think, by like mid-season they moved her into DPS, and then they kept she kept getting her kit reworked to where she has the teleporters, the little drones she shoots on the walls that shoot damage down. I don't see him lasting very long at all. I see him definitely getting moved into
honestly, like I said, he either gets moved to DPS, right, or he gets completely reworked to fit a more strategist based thing.
Yeah. The way I think they could have done with him is you give him fly. You give him you almost kind of mirror him off of Tony a little bit with some things. Instead of so you make his left click his normal, like what it currently is, and then you make the left click like a beam. But the thing about the beam is you give it a distance, you give it fall off, and you make it be a heal ability that he can kind of shoot. That way it forces team cohesion and to play more like a team than drop something and leave, because that's not a strategist. And then say you have one tank. So the normal way you're supposed to play is 2 tanks, 2 strategists, and 2 duelists. Say you have one tank with 2 DPS and 3 strategists, because if you're gonna play Ultron, you have to have another strategist. If you're gonna do the 2-2-2 method, you're literally going to have an Adam Warlock, a Loki, a Mantis, a really good Sue Storm, or a really good Cloak and Dagger, or a Luna Snow to literally pick up the slack and be primary heal, buffs, all that. And Ultron would literally just have to be a DPS support like Moira is in Overwatch, and it's not fun because they get too focused in dealing damage that they get greedy for kills and they put themselves in compromising positions where they'll get taken down in a 1v2, 1v3, 1v4, 1v5 situations. It's not really beneficial to have a DPS, have a support run around like a DPS. The one thing the supports were asking for was survivability, and you gave Ultron survivability in a way that as long as he goes out at the cost of healing. Now, you could have negated the healing in general and had him do debuffs and stuff. Like, you throw an Ultron bot on, like, you get two. You get one that can heal and one that can damage. Or you get, like, 3 or 4, or however many they want to give, and you make it, you stick to say, an ally, and it gives healing for, like, 10 seconds. It sticks on the ally. It does, like, 120 over 10 seconds. It does that, and then you can also throw one at an opponent and it does a debuff on them, and that'll be a way you can increase focus on, say there's a really good Emma Frost or a really good Magneto and you want to really take them down. Boom, now they're debuffed, now they take more damage, and you go in. Now the one thing that everybody's going to cry is, oh my god, now Ultron's playing like Zenyatta, who has his Orb of Harmony and its Orb of Discord. The Harmony sits on you for about 5 seconds, and it gives consistent healing of up to like 125, I think. And this Orb of Discord will sit on you, and it almost feels like an eternity, and it's not. But it's mainly line of sight based, and it decreases your regenerative abilities to regenerate your health. Granted, Marvel Rivals doesn't have health regen in a sense. Like, if you're a DPS and you take damage, you kind of don't regenerate that health. You have to go get health kits, and you have to find your strategist. So it really forces you to fall back. But it's not going to be fun when, say, your Adam and your Loki get killed, and your Ultron's trying to fight in the back line, trying to play AC 130 above, called Modern Warfare style, and then he just gets obliterated by an Iron Man, or that's way better, or a Johnny Storm that's better than him, or a whatever Storm or whatever. You're gonna struggle, and I can already see people complaining about the fact that that's gonna happen, and it's just not gonna be a really good time. Jeff, they essentially killed. It's the point where I'm like, you gave him, you literally gave Jeff nothing. You took everything away because your Spider-Man mains cried. They cried and cried and cried, and you gave in, and now you're essentially ruining the strategists entirely by doing that. Like, I always questioned, why can't Jeff deal damage with his main water spray? Well, now he can, and it does piercing. And then I don't know if people have seen the video that they put up, but they nearly killed Jeff.
Honestly, here's what they should. To be honest, I think the only change that should have been done to Jeff is 2 things. Personally, with me, I felt like he wasn't bad as personally, I wouldn't have minded. The only real change that I think they made that I don't mind, besides the water thing, because that is a change that I guess Spout should have done both, is hide and seek. I feel like that should have had a timer.
Okay, let me ask you this. You put his hide and seek on a limit, right? Do you then increase his speed that he walks on land? Because if you have him at the same speed that he is currently, whoever plays Jeff is going to die all the time, and they're not going to want to be in the fight.
At least most high ranked people use that bubble trick where they
knock somebody off.
Well, no, they go. At least this is what I learned, right? Where you go underwater, you get out of water real quick, spot a bubble, dive, go back into the water, and when you're going back in, you hit the bubble and you speed up, and you do that for a little bit.
Yeah, but you want to know what's crazy? He has no invulnerability frames when he does that. He takes damage the entire time. It's not like nobody really hops out of anything, but there are no invincibility frames in the game per se. Like in Overwatch, if you play as D.Va and your mech gets destroyed, you have this small window where you're invincible, so you can hop out and become Baby Diva, essentially, is what the community calls her. You become Baby Diva, and you're left stuck fighting for your life with a pistol. And then when you call your mech down, you have a moment of invincibility to get into the suit and go back into your big tank form. Jeff has no invincibility frames whatsoever. When he comes up, he takes damage the entire time. He has increased risk of damage via splash. Splash damage is the biggest killer to him when he's underground. And when you go from above to below, you're getting hit the whole way. There is no invincibility where you are able to negate damage while you go under and are able to run. The moment you are spotted, everyone targets you. You have the biggest hitbox because you are built like a literal Toyota Camry.
Another thing I would change and that's pissed me off. If I am playing Hawkeye, Invisible Woman, like anyone with a double jump, I am double jumping, I should not be able to be eaten by the whirlpool.
Okay, so here's the thing: it's a bubble. Because imagine this. No, but imagine this: you have an Iron Man, right? And he's been a pest the entire time in the sky. He finally gets low enough to the ground, and you, as the Jeff, you go and you eat him, and you catch him. You're gonna be happy that you finally got rid of a pest because nobody's paying attention. Now, is it annoying that he has this big old bubble that if your pinky toe is barely touching it, you get grabbed? No. But the one great thing about it is if you're behind a wall, you kind of don't get touched. If you're behind objects, you don't get touched.
Now, I will say there are a lot of characters who can kind of counter that ult.
There's a lot. And then the moment you do it, you're public enemy number one. Any survivors will instantly target you. Like if you don't get the full squad, you're done. You're dead. And a lot of the maps don't even have ledges to like throw anybody off. So half the time you're stuck running around with them in your mouth, and you know, crap, I just grabbed Magneto. I caught him at full HP. I know that by the time I spit him out, he's going to be a little above half health, and he is going to annihilate me. Oh, and I also grabbed, say, the Punisher or an Iron Fist. I'm literally going to die. The one thing Jeff had going for him was survivability, and they took that away, and they said nerf everything about him. His bubbles no longer do 50 health instantaneously. They now do 120 over 4 seconds, and you only get 3. Bump that back up to 5. That's stupid. Oh, he gets the sharpshoot. His bubble spit is only 3 shots. Bump that up to 5. And have him on a 4-second recharge. And they could have fixed all that. You give Jeff the timer. You don't touch his kit, and you give him the ability to heal and deal damage with his water
through the water beam.
Through the water, and that's it. Because you know how hard it is when everyone's fighting and you're the Jeff and you're the only one that's looking up at, say, the Iron Man or the Johnny Storm flying, and you make that mistake of shooting the water at him, the water spray instead of the water bolt, and then it's just oh well, what do we have here? That was so stupid that you could never deal damage like that. And now that they made that, I'm happy, but at the same time, it's like, why did you touch everything else? Jeff did not need a rework.
He just needed some buffs. But at what? It's like you got what you wanted, but at what cost?
And it's literally, it's not even me going, hey, Thanos with the Infinity Stones, snap your fingers and make this happen. It's me going, I just need him to deal a little extra damage. And then the better thing, if I remember, he has 2 ammos. He has his heal ammo and his spit ammo. I don't think it's 1. You could have just combined them into 1, give him 115 because he only gets like 15 shots. And that way it's tied into healing and damage. Like if you're spitting or you're spraying, it's all tied into 1. It'd be perfect. You don't touch his speed because he's already really slow. If you're going to touch the bubbles and you're going to make them 120 over 4 seconds, give him more than 3. and take away that push ability his spit has. It doesn't need it. It's stupid. Get rid of it. And you'll have a perfectly fine Jeff. All you needed to do was give him ability to do more damage, like a Mei with her freeze gun, where you can spray and freeze the enemy, or you can shoot ice bolts and damage.
What I found interesting was that the biggest problem as a support player is survivability, right? That has
That's
been
the
pretty much
biggest problem.
that's probably been the biggest problem since I want to say day one, because the support alts in season 0 are pretty broken, but definitely from like season 1 onward, right? That has been the biggest problem.
You know what's crazy? Groot
And
still never got that nerf we needed.
they nerfed him pretty hard this time, didn't they?
I can. You know what? You keep talking. I'm gonna go pull up those patch notes.
Yeah, go ahead. But and the way they, and to be fair, I feel like Jeff probably had some of the best survivability out of the supports, just with the hide and sneak, the bubbles, like he can survive a lot,
All
right?
right, I got his. I got Groot's
And the way they
thing.
and when they fix Jeff, they probably take one of the supports with the biggest survivabilities and make him probably the worst.
Yeah. All right. So here's Groot's. Decrease the damage of Vine Strike per hit from 70 to 65, and they increased Ironwood Walls cooldown from 8 to 12. We didn't care about the cooldown. We wanted the health to go down on him, and we wanted the amount he had go down. If you're going to increase the cooldown, is it he throws a wall and then there's 12 seconds? Like, say he throws out all three, is there now a 12-second delay? 4 seconds doesn't really sound like much, but when you're in a game that's only 5 minutes long, every second feels like an eternity, especially when you have competing on the points. The biggest problem with Groot was, and we can both attest to it, the tree wall spam was the most annoying thing. Why does he have 4?
Especially because it felt like as soon as we destroyed one wall,
Another one was
especially on
there.
the Asgardian map, especially as on Asgardian map, if you're defending and they get close to, if they get past the first checkpoint, right, and they're coming up on the second one, putting the walls in that one hole, dude, you would just stack them, and it would take you.
What's the Spider-Zero one? The you know the one I'm talking about, the town where you got to walk Spider-Zero, not the one where she falls down and you got to lead her through to like the big Spider-Zero guy on the wall, but the other one,
Are you talking about the one where it's very like Japanese aesthetic, or are you
it's
talking
all
about
Japanese
the one with like
aesthetic.
the city aesthetic?
Well,
No, one of them is like a city, and
well,
the
not
other
the
one
city
is
one,
more
not,
traditional.
not the one where when you get there they have the giant like Spider-Zero guy on the wall, or the Master Spider on the
Okay,
wall.
so you're talking about the one where she's in a box.
No, not that one.
So you're
No, wait,
talking about the
maybe I
one
am
with
talking
the
about the one with the, maybe I am talking about that one. Not the one she's in the box. The one where she's in the room, the spawn room, and then she runs and hops
Okay,
into
so
the. I realized I
that
got it
is
wrong.
the Japanese. That's the traditional Japanese aesthetic. That's
one.
what I meant.
That first corner when you come out and you go to that door, that when you take that right and then you go straight to hit that left, right there in that big area, Groot spamming the walls is the most annoying thing, because you're supposed to use them to block and like funnel. And the Groot players, especially at the low levels, they only sit there and they go bam, 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 and they waste them. And then they'll get a wall back almost instantaneously and then go bam, and they'll throw another one down. They're not blocking anything. All they're doing is blocking that main walkway, which is stupid, because if you got Spider-Zero close enough and they drop a wall, it's destroyed instantaneously. And then they're mad. But it's like, you cannot physically stop the payload. Because like when I played Groot, and the one time I did, so every route almost has like 3 ways to go. And if they're coming out, like say there's a route that's closest to their spawn room, I will block that doorway and force them to go the long way. and that way we can funnel them in on a way or block two sides so they have to come down the middle. Group players will just build a Donald Trump style wall and stop you up the middle and then try to hard control these choke points. And they never do well unless it's the group throwing all his stuff in those choke points and then running to the other side and then spamming everything again because he's just getting them back so quickly. It's stupid.
Yeah.
I have a problem with Hawkeye. His arrow going through literally everything. It even goes through terrain. That is stupid.
Yeah. I am looking forward to abusing the hell out of this until because you and I both know they're gonna quickly patch that probably.
I don't see them
Very
doing
soon.
that. I don't. I until it becomes a problem in the competitive pro higher levels, maybe, but I seriously don't.
Well, I'm gonna take advantage of it as much as I can.
It's so stupid because you can be behind two walls and you'll still get hit by it. If you put up a barrier, which
Wait,
is
does that
literally
include Groot walls? Does that include Groot walls?
it goes through everything. It
Yes!
goes through Cap Shield.
Hawkeye,
It goes through
Hawkeye
Cap
has
Shield,
just
which is
become
stupid.
the counter to Groot. Hawkeye has just become the counter to Groot and Doctor Strange. And Magneto, I'm guessing too.
Dude,
Does it go through those bubbles?
it goes through everything, and that is the literal
when you
stupidest
say
thing.
everything, you mean
It's-
everything.
It goes through Cap Shield. If Cap is blocking, he gets hit by. If Doctor Strange has his shield up, it goes through that. If Magneto puts up a shield and has a bubble, it goes through those two as well. It literally
Okay,
goes
that seems
through
like a glitch,
everything.
like a bug. That doesn't seem legit.
No, that when I was watching them to showcase it, it goes through everything. It is purposefully
Is
meant
that,
to
wait,
go
is that
through
every
everything.
arrow or is that the hypersonic arrow?
The one that deals the freezing damage.
Okay, so that's the hypersonic arrow. I'm pretty sure,
It's
and
literally
I'm pretty sure that's always been able to do that.
no. If you were Cap, you could block it.
Well, okay, no, but like it always was able to go through because like one of the big things was that it could take down flyers
Yeah,
and that it could go through shields.
yeah, but
Now I know I don't know if it worked. I'm pretty because I know I've hit people behind like Groot walls. I'm pretty sure I've hit people behind like Doctor Strange. Right? I don't know if I did Cap, and I don't know if I did Magneto, but like I've been able to hit past shields with that. I think I've even done it with hit past like Emma's diamond shield.
okay.
Like
so-
that's one of the big things about it.
Yeah, but
Is that it's always
the problem with
go
it is
past-
that it was mainly meant to hit flyers because of the damage it deals, and it going through it. And it's so stupid because I hate Marvel for certain things, but there's no way you're gonna sit here and tell me a supersonic arrow is going to go through vibranium. That's
okay. Look,
that
listen,
defeats.
you gotta. You and I both know that when it comes to game mechanics,
Oh yeah,
you
no,
can't
I know.
necessarily have that. 'Cause
But-
by that logic, Emma Frost should not be able to do anything to Magneto until she turns diamond
My
because
thing
of his helmet.
My thing is, if that's the case, fix Hawkeye's arrows. He should not be able to hit headshots when he's literally hitting nowhere near the people. Fix all the hitboxes. I have watched a guy play against the Hawkeye, and the Hawkeye shot so far to his right, he got a headshot. It wasn't even close.
Yeah, the hitbox.
The
in general
the
has-
hitboxes are ridiculous. Fix them. Tighten them up. It's stupid. The arrows hitboxes are ridiculously big. Shrink them. They make them smaller. They should not be like that. That is it's literally stupid. But yeah, like his base damage 32 to 34, projectile from his blast arrows damage goes 15 to 16. Spell field damage goes from 32 to 34. His maximum focus from 70 to 75. Charging speed goes from 100 seconds to 108 seconds with a follow speed of 32 seconds. It's like, oh yeah, he's getting a boost to his regular hits, but you're making it worse, and cheaters are going to have a field day with all these new things because I seriously don't think they play tested these. They're just pumping these out and then throwing it to the wind I don't think they're play testing any of these, and that's the big problem.
I don't know. I feel like I feel like in some of these instances they do what's kind of fun, and then they kind of deal with the fallout after.
Like Iron Fist, like God, I feel bad for the Iron Fist main, but at the same time, finally, lower dragon defense damage blocking bonus health conversion rate from 1.5 to 1.3. Decrease the bonus health converted from damage block from 200 to 175. His dash distance in the Z axis direction when there's no. It decreases the. Okay, so it's a decrease to the dash distance of the Yat Yi Chung Quinn in the Z axis direction when there's no targets. And his dragon defense cooldown, it does hits from 1.5 to 1 second. Kind of touched on things. It's what she did was fine. As someone that's not really high up and really is back and forth between this and Overwatch, I can't really complain too much. But the only times when we did, his lock on range was always ridiculously large, and you even if you broke line of sight, you never broke line of sight, and that kind of sucked, especially if you were a strategist. It just felt like the moment that there was an Iron Fist on you, you might as well just not even fight. You just stand there. You don't even fight back because it's pointless.
It's like either you were able to get away somehow. Like no, it was never that you were able to get away. It's that you had to hope he was like whittled down enough for you to take him out.
You had to hope that this Iron Fist was the absolute worst of the worst, or that your team would notice, hey, we're missing somebody, or would actually have game sense awareness to turn around and look for you and go and help you. The other thing, and this falls on the strategist players, they fall back too far. When the fight starts, very few will get into the fight, but a lot fall back out of the fight so they can see like everybody and throw out healing, and then that's how they get picked off, and then they get all mad about, oh, nobody's protecting me, my team's letting my backlines get hit. Well, yeah, you made the backline so far. If you want to not die, stay with the team and stick around your tanks and your DPSs. Don't fall back 15 meters behind everybody and stand all the way outside going, oh, wow, look at the fight with your binoculars looking in, and then wondering why a home intruder is breaking your knees with a baseball cap while your front door's unlocked. Like, come on. Like, get in the fight. Like, don't... You are a support strategist. You are not a healer, because that's not the title. Because if you were a healer, you would never deal damage. You would only have stuff to revive and keep someone alive. You would not deal damage. You are called a support because you support your squad. You deal damage with them and you bring them up so they don't have to disengage as much. DPS players need to learn that, oh, I'm low on health. I either A, need to learn where all of the health kits are on the map, or B, I need to disengage and fall back. And they will never disengage and fall back. And that is their problem. Tank players are supposed to guide the fights and push and start the fights, but it's never fun when you have your strategist pocketing your DPSs and then getting frustrated that you're making no progress while your tanks are 2v6ing the entire enemy team and they're fighting to protect each other and everyone else, and they have no help. And that's why I'm so against the role queue that people want. And most of this comes from disgruntled Overwatch fans. It's that meme of, why do they get to be happy? We found you outside throwing rocks at the children's orphanage. Why do they get to be happy? Nah. Disgruntled Overwatch fans, go home. Go drink yourself a cup of tea. Go to bed. You were old. We're putting you in the retirement home. We only want positive vibes, and y'all are ruining it. Same for you Marvel Rival fans that are going into Overwatch saying it's going to be easy. It's not. Either you stick with your game or you adapt and overcome and actually try and be a supportive member of the community. Don't be toxic.
Kind of like me.
Ruins it. Yeah, like I'm currently training soccer how to play Overwatch 2, and I literally told people, hey, our Genji's my baby boy. Please do not hurt him. Give him toys. And I said, give him a rock to choke on.
Yeah.
Like,
and I had fun.
I'm coaching soccer the whole way through because my experience level is like 121 right now, and I've dropped almost 100 hours into the game. So I kind of know. And then if I don't know, I go and I watch professionals. I go watch streamers that play and really understand how the game works. And that's how it's supposed to be. You want to lift everybody up, not throw them down like that. And this toxicity is coming out and it's the Spider-Man mains. They're the problem. They think that they should be able to get away with everything, and it's dumb. So I'm with J. Jonah Jameson. They're menaces to society.
If Overwatch was as toxic as it used to be, I would stop playing it like I used to.
Like
I
one
wouldn't be
guy,
playing it anymore.
dude. The one toxic thing we had was one guy was mad that soccer would not talk.
I don't know if it was even me.
I don't even know if it was you, but I think it was you because they said really no words. If you don't say something, I'll report you for bot.
But I kept saying GG's, I couldn't do anything.
Yeah, the game literally would not let soccer talk because he was low level, and they don't want trash talking coming out of low level people.
Like I can't say GG's. Don't report me. I'm still my job.
Yeah, so, and I haven't ran into the toxicity. Like when I played Marvel Rivals, I ran into so much toxicity.
Same.
And that was disgruntled Overwatch fanboys going over there, throwing rocks at the children, being upset that they're happy that the Marvel fans are getting a game that they had been wanting. Granted, I honestly think Marvel Rivals is, in my opinion, kind of dookie. Just because the way the season has been, the fact that everyone's super sensitive in the game. It took
To be honest, I feel like everyone left, all the toxic people left Overwatch and came to
that
Rivals.
was okay. Let me tell you how this happened.
Thank you.
Overwatch 2 promised all this stuff, and we did not get it. And then Marvel Rivals came out and said, hey guys, we're going to give you all your favorite Marvel superheroes, and we're going to have this fun, balanced game. Air quotes around the word balanced. It's going to be a fun game. You get to play your superhero. And everyone's like, oh my God, so cool. And then they're like, don't worry, we're going to give you the fan favorites right off the start. And everything Marvel Rivals said they delivered on with at a fancy French restaurant. Here you go, sir. Here is your Emma Frost. And they lift the chrome dome and there's boom, Emma Frost in her glory. Oh, here you go, sir. Here's a new Bucky Barnes skin, or here's some skins that we think you'd like. Lifts it up and boom, it's beautiful. It looks great. Everything NetEase is promising, it's coming to fruition. Meanwhile, Marvel Rival fans were told, hey, you're going to get a PvE. Let's go. Hey, no PvE.
You mean Overwatch?
Overwatch?
That's what I said, Overwatch.
You said Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
I
I heard you say Marvel Rival.
No, I said Overwatch. It's in my. I can go back and look at the recording.
Go
later.
ahead, go back. Go
Go
back.
back. You're not
All
going to
right.
find what you said
I'm
correct.
going back, brother. YouTube.com. I smell burnt.
I can literally just send you the link. I'm looking at it.
Is anyone watching us right now besides
Just
soccer?
me.
Viewers. It's just soccer.
Hey, we got one viewer. Woo!
Yeah, woo. No, they were like, hey, Overwatch fans, we'll have a PvE and it'll have like all the playable characters, and there'll be each character will get like 4 missions, like an intro to them, something that happened during, say, the Omnic Crisis, which is something that should really be explored, and then how they joined Team Overwatch and how Overwatch fell apart as an organization and is coming back together and all this stuff. And it was, oh yeah, and then it was like, oh, you're gonna get content updates every month. We're gonna pump out content. And man, was that the lead guy a liar, and they fell off on all their promises. And it took Microsoft to buy them and gave us everything we wanted. That old dev team is fired and gone, and they brought in fresh young blood, and they have been working day and night to give us great content. Stadium is a literal blast. It is one of the best modes out there in a competitive game, and I'm glad it was not a niche one-time thing. It is here to stay, and they're working on adding more characters, and I am ecstatic about it. I am like so hyped. I've had so much fun. every game is a nail biter of a game. It comes down to the wire. It is, so good. Marvel Rivals hit the honeymoon phase, ended after 4 months, which honestly, its honeymoon phase lasted a lot longer than a lot of people expected, and mainly high-level players and people in general. And then the moment those rose-tinted glasses came off, problems all across the board. Anger and resentment. And most of the resentment and anger is unwarranted. Some of these crash outs are not valid. And most of them are very valid crash outs. Like, it is ridiculous. They say they don't care about the competitive scene, and yet they're doing everything they can to bolster a competitive scene, putting up $1 million for competitions and all this stuff. And they go, we don't care about competitive. Yet they're working the day and night for these competitive stuff. The one thing I think they really need to relax on and like stop is their punishment system. It is way out of hand. It is ridiculous. They just banned a guy for 100 years because he used a converter to play with a mouse and keyboard on PlayStation.
What?
Yeah. They banned a guy for over 100 years because he used a converter to play mouse and keyboard on a PlayStation, which you can do. There is nothing against it in the TOS and the EULA or anything like that. If there's ports and you can plug it in and it works, it works. It didn't break anything on Sony's side. Yeah. They need to relax.
I mean, I got banned for a certain amount of time when I was having connection issues.
Yeah, you got a 15-minute ban for competitive. I got a 15-minute ban on competitive. And these were warnings, mind you, that literally did nothing. They never stopped you. You could go back into a competitive match. It was stupid. Or even if you played unranked and you left, you got hit with a warning, and it was stupid to be hit with a warning in an unranked quick play match. It was ridiculous. So they need to calm down. I know how the Chinese are, being super sensitive about their stuff. They need to stop. They need to relax. They need to pump the brakes. It's a problem with their system right now. Other than that, I don't think season 2.5 in 5 days is going to get me to come back. I don't really think it is. I usually don't play new seasons right off the rip. I kind of wait a couple days. So there's that. And I'm just having more fun in Overwatch 2 right now. I'm literally playing a tank, and I'm going as one tank until I hit mastery on him, playing as Hazard, who I found out is Scottish and is really cool. Soccer saw me play him, and because of me, I managed to save a win that came down to the last second.
For real, like, whoa.
I literally said, no, you're not allowed in, and throw up a wall, and it stopped them. And literally, our team commented, nice wall. And I said, only cool kids allowed. Y'all some lamos. Like, a lot of nail biter stuff. I'm working on this character. At some point, I plan to go back into the competitive scene and play again. But I'm really just not having fun right now because of it being Bronze 3. And a lot of bronze players are literal brain dead. They don't know what the word flank means. They don't know what the word team up means. They don't know what the word look up or assist means. The moment the fight gets too hard, they all fall back. And it's a nightmare. Which is why I'm stuck in Bronze 1 Elo right now, and I'm just ready to kill myself.
I like pushing towards the fight. I don't like falling back. I like pushing up to him.
Yeah, like touch the point. Oh, another problem in Marvel Rivals is C9ing, and it's got to stop.
What does that mean?
Oh boy. Okay, here we go. Back in the wonderful days of OWCS, the Overwatch Championships, there was a competitive team called Cloud9. They lost a really important match because they did not touch the point. They thought they capped it. It was a payload. They thought they capped the payload, which they did, but the payload does not move automatically forwards. You have to stand on it. They capped the point, ran away, and the enemy team came and recapped it, costing them the game. So
Okay, I even noticed that today from one day of playing.
So, do not C9 because it is the most embarrassing thing. I haven't C9'd. Like, there was one point where we'd capture the cart, and this was before Soccer played with me, and I jumped forwards and realized, I was like, oh crap, the cart's not moving. So I had to disengage out of a fight, turn around, and run back to the cart with 10 seconds on the clock just to get it to move because we had pushed them so far back that we could literally get it to the next checkpoint and earn our 3 minutes. So yeah, C9ing is not fun because the moment it happens, you're hit with, what? What do you mean we lost? And then it's, we didn't touch the point. We didn't touch the butt. And it's like, man, that is how, the only thing is it doesn't really happen that much in Marvel Rivals because the objective automatically moves. And that's a problem because me and Galaxy can attest to this. We have played where we have capped the point, walked away with the team to go into a fight, and somebody snuck past us and touched the point. And we'd have to backtrack all the way to the point.
See, that doesn't usually happen.
No, but when me and you played, we did. It would happen to us twice because we were like, oh, let's go. And we kept pushing and pushing and pushing that the spawn never swapped. The fight got intensive. One guy died and went to the spawn behind us and touched the point. And we had to backtrack all the way there. and it sucked because then it brought us back to a stalemate grind to fight for every inch, which we ended up winning. And we got it to the checkpoint. And then we hung around that cart like it was a lifeline. Like, you walk away from it, you die. Like, we hung around that cart after that. We did not leave it. Because normally, you'd have your grandma support or strategist sit on the point. Grandma being one that really can't do much but heal. They don't have high damage output. They have moderate survivability. And they just sit on the point because it's a point that you can fall back to in case you die. Or in case you're about to die and you say the one support you had with you that's a battle line support, like in Overwatch, if you have a Lucio that's with you and he dies, you have an Ana sitting on the cart that you can run back to and she can shoot you from a distance and heal you.
You get back in the fight quicker.
You get back in the fight quicker. I still stand by the statement of Black Widow needs a rework. Make the sniper rifle like a secondary. Make her primaries dual akimbos. Dual akimbo pistols.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for like
don't do a pistol, just do like the Widow bite. Like they're right there. She even has them in her costumes.
Oh, like the tasers?
Yeah.
Nah, I still say do pistols. Make them little taser bullets. Shoot them out. Well, yeah. Give her dual spider bites. Don't give her the one. Give her duals.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Dualies.
Give her a tool. Give her two.
Give her two. Like again, that's a pistol. Give her akimbos. Like, come on. The fact that her rifle deals more. Her rifle is literally Black Widow. You zoom in, it charges up to 100, boom, deals the max amount of damage you can deal, which is normally enough. Well, Black Widow is literally Widow. Widow can charge.
No, but you said Black Widow is literally Black Widow. Like
that's why I had to correct it.
Technically, you said her gun is literally Black Widow.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Yeah, they're literally. You can't. If I were to show you a picture of them, you would literally pull the Office meme of. It's the same thing. However, I word it, it's the same. Like, no matter how you word it, it's the same thing. Their guns do the same thing. They both share almost the exact name. Widowmaker, Black Widow. What is Widowmaker's icon and emblem? A literal Black Widow. It's like, I don't even know why she's blue. It's the one thing she has against the Black Widow is Widowmaker's blue. So, and they both have Widow in the name.
She's blue because she was it. she was done in an experiment that lowered her heart rate to a very uh, low level, so her blood doesn't have a lot of oxygen, which causes it to be
Yeah, but I still think it's stupid. Just, where's the French lady at? I hear her going wee wee baguettes in the distance. I gotta find her. No, Soccer died to a widow, and I was so confused because I didn't know there was a widow on the map. I didn't know the enemy team had one, and I just see her pop up and Soccer die, and then I died, and all I saw was just the end of her barrel sticking around the corner, and I was like, "Oh, that's sneaky."
I was like, Widowmaker right up there. He's like, what? As I die.
Yeah, but so Widow has, I think it's 30 rounds in her gun. If she's not zoomed in, it's like an assault rifle. It's fast firing, moderate damage. If she zooms in, it fires. It takes 3 shots. If she hits 100%, it fires 3 rounds that deal the damage. To one tap you, it does like the most amount of damage. To say any squishy, the same thing for Black Widow, but hers doesn't drain by 3. I think it fires the 1 shot and it goes down. I'm not 100% sure. It's the same thing. They both have essentially a venom mine. They throw something, and if you walk across it, you take damage. It applies a status effect, and they both sort of have a grapple situation to get to higher ground. They're literally the same character, and the only difference is that Widow shoots bullets, Black Widow shoots plasma, I guess.
But then you have the Widow's ultimate.
You have Widowmaker's ultimate would let you see all enemies behind cover for 15 seconds, and then you have.
Or no, I meant like I know it. I'm pretty sure Black Widow shoots plasma.
Well,
too,
no.
Because her
no.
ultimate is.
What I'm saying is. No, what I'm saying is Widowmaker's ult is you can see targets through walls. You mark them for enemies for 15 seconds. Black Widow's is you fire a little red tampon on the ground and it blows up. And her ult travels slow. It is not a fast ult. And then by the time when she announces it, everyone's gone. It's so and then even then, if she shoots it, her ult's easy to get away from. Honestly, give her an ability that actually works. Make her spider bites or whatever the hell they're called be her ult. She gets in there, akimbo starts hitting you and it stuns you or whatever. Give her like a Spider-Man where she uses martial arts and she stuns you and stuff like that. Something. Give her a higher survivability rating. Give her a better weapon. Oh, rework the whole character. Honestly, it's.
Yeah, I'm surprised they reworked Thor before they reworked.
Thor needed
Widow.
the rework. Oh my god! I heard every Thor main's cries, and I agreed with every single one of them. Let's go. All right, let's read what his update is. Adjust hammer throw ability to affect the standard ability. Remove the Thor Force cost and the universal cooldown, and adjust the ability to 6 seconds. Thor gains 1 Thor Force from each hammer throw enemy hit. Decrease the throw hit damage from 70 to 45, and the return damage from 30 to 20. That's a massive nerf on his damage when he throws it, which is stupid. Because he really wasn't that much of a threat when he would throw him anyways. Decreases the shield value gain when consuming Thor Force. Adjusts his bonus health from 100 to 75, and his maximum bonus health from 200 to 150. So again, they're removing his survivability, and that's the biggest problem because the one thing all tanks have for them is survivability. That is literally what makes you a tank. And you are literally turning him into a DPS at this point. And I don't agree with it. Put his health back. Give him what he needed. Adjust his ult a little bit better. The God of Thunder ult is stupid. Give me Thor throwing the axe in like a wide circle. Give me that. Be a better ult. You have a team up with when he teams up with Storm, she sucks everybody in, and Thor throws it and he deals extra damage. That would be perfect.
That would be cool.
It'd be a lot. It'd be so much fun to have a Storm Thor combo.
Now, speaking of team up, well, we did have a Thor Storm combo.
Yeah, but give a cool one.
Speaking of team ups, let's talk about some of those because we got some big ones. We kind of touched on briefly about the Hawkeye and Luna Snow one, which again, as a Hawkeye enjoyer, Hawkeye's eating good this season. That's all I can say, man.
As the team up anchor, Luna gains 15% increase in healing effects. Hawkeye unlocks a new ice arrow ability through his team up with Luna Snow. That's honestly, I almost feel like every character should have some sort of team up with each other. Like I feel like there should I feel like every character should have a team up because I feel like they've all worked together at some point in the comics, and that's where they're taking these inspirations from. Like I feel like there should be a combo for literally everything. Jeff Nato is just Sharknado Part 6.
And honestly, I love it. It's
Microchip, Punisher, Black Widow. Punisher is the
that
anchor.
one's stupid.
The Punisher gains a maximum health increase of 25 and a 5% boost in damage output, which is severely needed because Punisher mains are terrible anyways, and it's always a hit or miss with how they're fighting and stuff. Black Widow unlocks a new pulse rifle ability through her team up with the Punisher. Again, give Punisher, just give her a gun, give her a real weapon. I'm tired of the Laffy Taffy rifle. This is what I'm calling it at this point. The big one that everyone's having a problem with, Rocket Network. Rocket Raccoon gains a 5% increase in healing while team up is active. Rocket's BRB is upgraded to a web beacon. Penny unlocks a new armored spider nest ability through her team up with Rocket Raccoon. Honestly, the only people that have problems with it are bronze players because they feed the Penny mine. They don't pay attention.
Yeah, honestly, I can't wait for as a Penny enjoyer. Like I'm Penny's my tank, right? My favorite thing about Penny, right, is leaving mines, completely forgetting about them because I'm in the middle of a fight. Someone like leaving it in like a secondary entrance, right? Leave like 3 mines, 4 mines, right?
Yeah.
Leave them at a secondary entrance, or some back exit, right? And then all of a sudden, hearing or seeing the KO pop up when you're not like you shouldn't have gotten the KO,
and
it's so satisfying
because it's not like this thing's hidden. It's not like it has a small hitbox. It's not like it's invincible for X amount of seconds. This is a literal giant egg that cannot move and is visible from almost any direction. If you
it depends on how you hide it. But...
Well, yeah, but again, when you hide it, if you like say you pushed up against the wall, it doesn't go up the wall. Like it's not going to cover the wall. It's going to cover that top part because it's in a circle, and you're going to see it. You know it's there. It's not that big of a deal because you can use it to block the main route, which is all fine and dandy, or you can use it to control a choke point. If you're like, Spider-Man and Thor are going this way, and while the main team's pushing this way, and these two are getting in the back line, you mine the door. You make it an obstacle. And there are sometimes, and what's crazy is it has the same survivability as a Moon Knight Ankh. If you're stupid and you pop that in the middle, the beacons of Gondor are lit. Everyone knows it's there. It's gone in a heartbeat. It will not survive.
Yeah.
So it's a stupid complaint that people have. Stark Protocol, the Iron Man Ultron combination, which is there. Again, we don't know much about it until it comes out. You have the Venom Jeff combo, where the symbiote shenanigans where Venom gains an increased health of 150, Jeff gets healing tendrils. Allied agents for Hawkeye and Black Widow have been removed. Ammo overload has been removed for Rocket and the Punisher. Chilling charisma has been removed. Iron Man and Hulk, Iron Man, and Namor, Gamma Charge. Iron Man loses the Gamma Charge overdrive ability from the Hulk. And the Spider Bond has been removed. And that's all fine. Honestly, the symbiote bond was kind of dumb. The Gamma Charge was a little weird. It really didn't do much for Iron Man, except increase his damage slightly. But from the looks of it, Namor and the Hulk still have it. I know they decreased. They reduced the usage coverage for the team up, and its cooldown is 15 to 20. And the mental projection by Emma and Magneto has been reduced. Reduced the proportion of damage caused by magnetic resonance and soul resurgence illusions from 30 to 20. So overall, pretty balanced in some ways. Strategists are cooked. All it's going to take is one person to say the wrong thing, and another strategist strike is going to happen. I can already feel it.
I see. I'm gonna be honest. I never really fed into that. I'm trying to win, and if no one else will play strategy, I mean, this is what got me into strategists in the first place, right? Is if no one else is gonna play it, I'm going to, and I'll carry the team if I have to, and just kind of ignore all the idiots.
The strategist strike was stupid because Necros said something out of anger, and they just took it out of context, and then we're like, oh, we're done, and then they just quit on it. And that was dumb. It was stupid of them to do. They complained all the time, which some of their complaints were valid, others were not. And it was really stupid for them to have most of these problems. And then you had Necros and a friend make Necros was yelling at his friend who was playing on tank, and all of a sudden people were trying to do a tank strike. It was dumb. It was really stupid the entire time. It didn't make sense. Yeah, it was generally pointless all around. Now, this I could see really giving a strike because as I'm looking at it, there's been nothing about the amount of points that you earn in competitive. Nothing really talking about the competitive scene, things being adjusted, like the amount of points you earn for if you win and stuff like that for your supports. So that's still very worrying, considering the fact that you took away all their survivability and they're stuck earning, say, 18 to 32 points and losing up to 40 to 100. So we'll just have to wait and see when this drops what it's going to look like and what the new metas are going to be. I don't think most of the bigger metas are going to change, but all the minor metas are going to start popping off a little bit more.
It'll be interesting to see how the things go from here.
It really will be. So that's what I got for Marvel Rivals in the anime scene.
Now, like I said, so I've seen the Lilo and Stitch and Mission Impossible. I don't know if you want to wait for that next week to bring it up, or
I'm probably gonna wait
give you
next
time.
week because I'm waiting on a paycheck, so I'll probably go see that next week. Mission Impossible, I've never seen
Okay.
any of them. Honestly, they just never caught my fancy.
It's action packed. The story is as loose and as like weak as kind of it's always been. You know,
It's just Tom
kinda
Cruise
only
running
really
for 45 minutes.
no, it's not that.
Tiny
It's
Tom
just
Cruise.
it's one of the things that like things have to fall into place, but they don't really write it like in a very specific place. But they don't exactly write it in a way that like
It makes
besides
sense.
like oh yeah, it's just kind of like it's like cosmic chance that it
Yeah.
just
Oh
falls
man, we
into
really need to
place.
get to this location. Hey, I've got a plane. Who are you? Oh, I forgot one thing for anime. July season 4 Shield Hero starts. Demon Slayer movies in September. One Punch Man season 3 starts in October. So yeah, like this year's packed for anime. I'm really excited.
Should be fun.
It's good, dude. Shield Hero, Rising of the Shield Hero is one of the best anime I've watched, and I really.
Okay, Shield Hero is like one of the best.
It's so.
I haven't seen
good.
many, but I love that one.
Season 3, towards the end of season 3, kind of like started falling off for me, because of that princess lady that was the most annoying character, and then now all of a sudden
I was talking about like the redhead one.
the one that was the
Or-
one that got him arrested and outcasted and all that stuff.
Oh, the one that made false accusations at the very beginning. Yeah,
Yeah, she
I don't like her.
somehow keeps manipulating everybody, even though it was proven that she was a manipulator and a liar. She still keeps somehow pulling the strings on the other heroes.
Because she's a girl, that's why.
Well, it's not even that, because they'll witness something and then she'll say one word and they're like, oh my god, and then they turn on Naofumi and then he beats them, tells them they're wrong, and they go, oh man, you're right. And then the only one that's like hardcore stuck because he's in love with her is the hero of the spear. And so it's a problem that kind of got resolved in the middle of season 3, which is fine. I'd have to rewatch it all
Yeah.
again just to catch back
Yeah,
up
then
on it.
doesn't he like figure it out? Then separates, and then she gets the next one.
Like she goes after the bow and it works, and then she goes after the sword guy and it works, and Naofumi kicks their butts on both of them and they go, oh my gosh, you're right. The spear hero is like, she's gotta have some type of magic on him because it just doesn't understand why his mental connection is so strong. There's gotta be something, I guess, like how much they fall for you, the stronger the power is or whatever. But even whenever he's beaten and was like shown all the evidence of her wrongdoing, he just still does not believe it, even when it's like 3v1. But yeah, he's like, I'll still work with you now for me and all this stuff, and it's stupid. Hoping they resolve that by season 4. This is also where we get to go where Raftalia supposedly from, or not from, where those guys that tried to kidnap her,
The
or
slavers?
the slavers or whatever, they're supposedly from a land that's like Japan, like feudal Japan. So we're gonna find out that hopefully, because I think at the end of season 3 they're traveling to the land. So I'm really interested.
I don't remember. It's been so long.
It's been
I'm
so
surprised
long.
I'm remembering
It's
this much.
either she's from the land, because she's of royalty, so she's from there, but she was either sent away as a child or she was kidnapped and then sold into slavery and all that. I don't know. I'd have to go rewatch season 3 to figure this out. So good. I'm excited for season 3 of One Punch Man because we're getting the big fights where he like table
the
flips
fact-
a planet.
So I kind of recently watched One Punch Man like last year,
Uh-huh.
and I binged the first 2 seasons.
I rewatched
Dude,
it a week ago.
It was great. It's definitely not an anime that you truly want to like
it
think about.
it breaks every
breakdown?
anime stereotype.
It's definitely like that, like stereotypical, like oh, overpowered main character. Okay, but like it does it in a way that's like it almost owns up to it, you know?
Isn't it crazy that so you have the overpowered main character. He's upset that he's overpowered. And he almost always takes a back seat. He's never the forefront. It's always Genos, Moomin Rider, Tatsumaki, all the other
it's
heroes.
like the main character. He is the main character. There
It's like
is
the main
no
character is the
denying that.
background character.
It's weird, but it works for this show. I think it works because of how powerful he is.
The best scene is the Sea King arc, where you have Genos putting up this really good fight and inspiring hope, and then he gets defeated. And you finally get that Genos stuff. And then you get Moomin Rider, a guy that everyone's like, he's not going to do, but because Moomin is just a normal dude and is willing to die to protect people, he fights, he obviously loses, and then it's, oh, hey, here's Saitama, boom, fight's over. But he gives really good, like, there's the One Punch Man video game, and in it, the whole goal is to last until the end of the time limit for Saitama to get there, and then you one punch your opponent. The whole thing is you play all the other characters. It's an online. It can be online, couch co-op, whatever, and you fight, and you have a time limit, and it's basically Saitama running down the street trying to get to you because he like either left the market or whatever he goes. You're on a time limit of how long he lasts, because if you go past the time limit, he goes, oh, there's a sale at the supermarket, and then he leaves. He doesn't stay. It's great. I love it. Never played the game, but I love it. I'm excited for the Demon Slayer movie. I hope they play it in theaters near me at the Cinemark, because I'm going to go watch it.
Yeah, they at least the one I work at, they're re-releasing Mugen Train.
Yeah, mine's doing that too. So that's that's a chain thing. I'm trying to find Kaiju number 8, Hoshina's Day Off movie, and I can't find it. It played in I hate that anime movies only play for one day in the theaters. I really hate it.
No? Okay, well then you're going to the wrong theater.
No, it feels like a day. They play for like a week.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's usually like a week, 2 weeks, depending on how popular it is.
It's a week, but because of when they play them during the week and not really around the weekends, sometimes they'll either play it Saturday, Sunday, up to Thursday or Friday. But because when they normally do it, I'm always super busy, and when I try to plan for it, I can never go. So Soccer smells like burnt hummus and rotten foot cheese.
No, he's playing upper lip.
Yep.
Now, okay. What else can we talk about? I don't know how much longer y'all want to do this for.
I mean, we're already pushing an hour and 37.
I mean, I feel like we talked about a lot today. I mean, we can bring up some movie news if you want.
I mean, we could bring up that the double IHF men's world championship for hockey, the U.S. team
Thank
won.
you for watching, everyone. We're gonna.
How about this, you piece of garbage? I listened to your bullcrap. You can listen to one thing I was about to say.
I'm kidding, Goblin. I'm kidding.
And like
ahead.
that, that's the end of the
How much that pisses
podcast.
me off.
No.
But yeah, US won gold and made a beautiful tribute to Johnny Gaudreau, who passed away right before the main season for the 2024-25.
Hey, that sucks.
The Boston
he
Celtics
died.
were eliminated in the NBA. The Thunders had a
That
sweep
sucks.
over the over whoever they played. OKC versus, I think, the Timberwolves. They had a clean sweep through. Pacers and Knicks are going very hard. I'm rooting for the Pacers because I hate New York. Shador Sanders' draft was a bust. Man went from being number 2 in the first round to number 5 in the 5th
No, that's
round.
old news, though.
It's old news,
that's
and people are,
old.
but it's still, technically it's not even old news because they're still talking about it.
Yeah, good point.
Jackson
Dude,
Dart said
I'ma
he
be
doesn't
honest.
want to play for the New York Giants. We don't know what that
Dude,
means
Shador-
just yet.
Shador Sanders, right? Shador Sanders just screams
Nepo baby.
bad charisma. Well, no, not even that, because I think he's pretty skilled. Like, I think that, like, everyone was, like, saying that, like, dude is skilled, and he has the skills to be on it, but I think what happened is with the draft, don't they have a meeting that they have to kind of get to know the players more, right?
So they have a meeting to know the players, but they also have a combine that you're supposed to do before the draft starts. Shador literally didn't do half of the combine, and that was the problem.
Yeah, I feel like that. I feel like dude just is too cocky, and his charisma isn't like.
So I'm looking.
Dude,
I'm looking at his
dude.
stats right now. Out of 50 games that he has played, he's completed 1,267 passes. He's made 1,800 attempts. His percentage is a 70%. His passing yards is 14,353. He has 134 touchdowns, and he has 27 interceptions. And that's his overall. At Colorado State, his Colorado stats are he has thrown for 907 attempts. He's only completed 651. He only has 7,364 yards passing. He has 64 touchdowns, and he has 13 interceptions. He's literally in a division that is the most pointless division. He set records at Colorado State because Colorado State doesn't have that many record producers. They retired his jersey number. He goes 5th in the draft in like round 2 or whatever in the draft. He gets dropped pretty low, and they immediately unretired his jersey.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
All his stats aren't that great. Like they're very mediocre. They're not like the best of the best. Like if I were to go and find like I'm gonna go pull Cam Ward.
I mean, dude was just too cocky. I feel like if he didn't come across as cocky, he probably would have been higher. But I feel like it's just his attitude lured people away. Because
This
I don't
don't
know.
look
I've
like
seen, I've seen the interviews about him and his dad, like with him and his dad. Dude, it's like I'm all for being proud in your achievements and stuff, right? But like, dude, they take their pride to another level. I swear.
not Cam Ward. Who went first in the draft?
I don't think the person who went first in the draft
It was
the
Cam Ward.
QB.
Cam Ward went first in the draft.
Was he a Q?
He was a QB. He played for Miami.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, let me go. Let's see. No, stop giving me all this stuff. Let's go. Positions. Quarterbacks. All right. So you had Shador Sanders, overall rank 35, position rank was 2. He went, let's see. Their pre-draft analysis on him is physically and mentally tough. He takes big hits to make plays, can elevate his game to critical situations. He holds on to the ball for too long, tries to make too much happen in 2024. He's shown the ability to get the ball out quick. He's shown the ability to get the ball out and pick defenses apart with his short to intermediate passes over the course of his career. He can throw to receivers open, holding safeties with his eyes and getting through with progression. He makes off-platform throws. His arm is strong enough to make every throw. He can pass in tight windows when he gets the ball out, but he scrambles for first down too much. Dylan Gabriel was a guy that went before him, and he played at Oregon. Gabriel broke FBS records from the start with 60 total touchdowns. Then starts at 60, and then total touchdowns of 179. He's left-handed, makes quick decisions, gets the ball out, good poise in the pocket, feet are married to his eyes. He's able to get a second read when his first option isn't there. His arm is strong enough to make throws. He can layer passes when throwing with a strong base. He can extend plays. He can find late receivers. He makes off-platform throws. He's quick and is a threat for scrambles and first downs. But honestly, he just wasn't that good. Honestly. And I blame his dad. I blame Dion for all of his problems because Shador never really tried to stand out from underneath his father's shadow. He just kind of decided to sit in there and kind of ride off of it, and that was the big problem for him. All right. I think that's as much as we can get today. We've talked about a lot. I've been Rocket.
And I have been Galaxy.
And there's the Gremlin.
And Soccer's here too. I'm just here.
All right.
And the Gremlin and the Goblins here too.
We'll catch everybody hopefully next week when we have